Hi guys. Yeah, there you go. I always check y'all because can you imagine me doing a whole live on mute? But y'all would have let me know in the chat, right? Y'all would have let me know. Let me see. Nobody let me know yet. But y'all, if I'm ever mute, just let me know in the chat. That way we don't have that because I've seen that so many times where I've followed content creators and they are on mute for about 10, 15 minutes. They don't even realize they're on mute at all. So I don't want that to be my story. Let's get this together. Okay, y'all. So you like my little necklace? So I remember the last week. This I feel like this is my lucky necklace now, y'all. So this necklace is very similar to the one I wore to Wendy Williams, which is what I was telling y'all last week. And the crazy thing is, my cousin got me some earrings years ago, and look how good these match with this. Like when stuff is aligned and meant to be, you don't even have to try. It's just like effortless. Come on. So all right, let's just get back into it. Hi guys, hi guys, hi guys. Everybody come on in. Thank you for coming back to my page. Welcome back everyone to another episode of Give This Girl a Mic. If you are new here, we go live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. I keep it real, I keep it honest, but don't test me because I'm close to the edge, babe. First things first, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This community is growing because y'all, we just hit 1,200 subscribers. It's up from 200 from last week. So we hit 1,000 last week. We're at 1,200 this week. So let's keep it going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the support. If you do want to support me and support this page, you can do so here at my Cash App. That'll help me pay for, to get that removed, things like that, to continue to grow and create a sustainable page for you guys. So I'm trying to and make small improvements every week. That's just my general motivation, is to do a little bit better every single time I get on here so that I can continue to improve for you guys. So what we're going to talk about today is also I just want to say, if you support the channel, you can go there. For business inquiries, you can go reach me at givethisgirlamic@gmail.com. I just wanted to say, Happy New Year. I hope you guys are having a beautiful 2025. I hope you guys are getting everything you desire in this life. And I hope you take 2025, by the bullhorns and just ride that mother out. You know what I'm saying? Do everything that you have been dreaming to do. Write down your goal list. If you're into the whole New Year's resolution, I'm not into the New Year's resolution thing. I'm into the everyday, just doing a little bit better because, we can only do what we can do. Just do the best we can with what we got. So for me, I just want to kind of tell you guys a little bit about my 2024. It has been a year, hasn't it? For me, it's been full of growth, joy, and challenges. Some highlights have been vacationing. I had a beautiful vacation with my husband. It helped us kind of rekindle our marriage and just spark things back. Baby girl started kindergarten. Can you believe it? Oh my God, when your child go to school for the first time, because my child was basically homeschooled up until kindergarten. So it was really hard to let go, but you got to let go and let God. And that's what I had to do. And she's been thriving, honey. She's been thriving in school. So that has been a big blessing. And I made some big career moves that have changed the trajectory of my life. I got into higher education, which I never thought I would be in that field. But it hasn't all been easy. I did lose my stepdad this year, and he raised me since I was 10 years old. So the adjustment to being without him has been really hard. Losing him has taught me the importance of showing up for myself, the importance of being consistent, and the importance of staying open-minded, open to new ideas, open to change, because tomorrow is not promised, and we did not expect him to go at all. So that has been just such a big, huge impact in our lives. In 2025, my focus is on achievements, personal growth, and living with intention. So doing the things that align well with me, things that make me happy, make me proud of myself, and things that I hope make my family proud of me as well. So that's just my mission for 2025. Let me know what your goals are in the comment. I love to hear what your goals are, what your aspirations are. If you do have any New Year's resolutions, I love to hear what they are. Okay, so here we go. I just want to tell you a little bit about what we do on this page. On this page, we mix, if you see me looking here, I have my notes here. So, Gotta have your notes together. So here on this page, we mix pop culture, self-improvement, and real talk. My mission is to leave you entertained, inspired, but also loving yourself a little bit more. So grab your snacks and come on back. Like my girl Wendy used to say, we love Wendy Williams. We talked about her last week. So let's dive in and get into today's hot topic. Of course, I wanted to start. That's what I had popped up the first scene was my girl Beyonce. Yay, go Beyonce, go Beyonce. She did her thing, didn't she? She did her thing, chicken way. You can't take it from her. You can't take it from her. You can say you don't like her. You can say she's married the wrong man, but you cannot say she is without talent. You can't say it. It's not real. Like if you say that, you're just literally, who are you? I don't even know. So for me, this is what I wrote here. I wrote Beyonce is the heavyweight champion of entertainment. I think she proved it that night. She did that. So yeah, let's start with the queen herself. Beyonce, seeing her and Blue Ivy together, it was just such a beautiful thing. Seeing her dancer Ashley come back was so beautiful. All the history that was in the performances. I put a little short on my page, which kind of the TikToker kind of breaks down a lot of the historical context to her performances. Not gonna go over that here because there's a lot to break down. And the video is so fast that you have to catch it. So she talks about things like Juneteenth. That star that Beyonce has in the back of her is not a Texan star. That is the Black American flag star. So just little nuances like that. The carriages, I'm gonna even go into it, even though I said I wasn't. The carriages, those are nuanced things. Something that was celebrated on Juneteenth. Everybody would dress themselves up in white, hence the white, and put flowers all over their carts, and they would go out on Juneteenth and celebrate the freedom of the slaves. So she had a lot of that in this performance. And it's like kind of like you have to pick up what she's putting down, you have to catch it. So I caught a lot of it, and I put that short on my page so you guys can kind of catch some of it too. But it goes fast, but you got to catch it. So also I just feel like her and Blue Ivy on the stage together was pure joy. Beyonce doesn't just set the bar, she is the bar. Alien superstar. And I think she proved that. I think all the talk about the Taylor Swift and everything, I mean, it's over. I think we don't need to talk about that anymore. Look how beautiful when she brung out the Blackbird singers and kind of highlighted all the beautiful black women that are showing out in country music, and they have been there before Beyonce even came onto the scene. So what makes it even more beautiful is the fact that she is giving these women who have been struggling in this industry for so long the platform that they so deserve. So shout out to Beyonce. It was just a beautiful thing to watch. I truly enjoyed myself, and I was thinking about her lyrics as well. When I was thinking about Beyonce, I was thinking about when she said, "This ain't Texas," right? Boo. When she said that, it's like she was questioning what Texas even is, because clearly Texas, it can't handle her. She's born, bred in Texas. She's saying this ain't Texas. It's more of a question. It's a rhetorical question. She's not really saying this ain't Texas, because if you think about the song, it's like, why is she saying that? She say this is Texas. She's saying this ain't Texas because y'all saying it ain't Texas. Y'all won't give me any respect with with respect to the CMAs, with respect to the Grammys. But let me show you what Texas ain't. If I ain't Texas, well, this ain't Texas. Her. And that's why Beyonce is always going to be top tier, and they're going to continue to try to take her down. They couldn't get her. Shows how clean her record was. So my mother always says, if they can't get you, they'll get your children. And in this time, if they can't get her, then they went after her husband. So that's neither here nor there. We can't control the narrative when it comes to that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, she's doing the best she can with the situation. I'm gonna put my little tag up, guys. With respect to the situation, and she's keeping on moving on. But one monkey can't stop no show. That's her husband's mistakes. Her husband's doing. So as long as she don't get caught up in that mess, then it ain't her mess. And also, I tweeted this like 3 years ago. I said, if Beyonce leave her ninja, a lot of ninjas getting left. So I think I got that on my page. It's like one of my first shorts. Like, it's true. So hopefully she sticks true to who she is and don't get caught up in the whirlwind of what that is. So I hope she can keep the two separated. I did want to talk a little bit about. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this clip as well before we hop completely off of Beyonce. Texas, I had to show y'all no deal. So lay your cards down, 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 down. Whoa, fuck your Lexus and throw your keys up. Stick around, round, 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 round. All right, right. I mean, and that's isolated. I had to put on my Texas. This is what I actually meant to start the live with this on because it's Texas. Give me red, Texas. Also Jersey because I'm a Jersey girl and I'm like the black slicky basically. But yeah, so like Texas down, 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 and I loved it for her. I'm so proud of her. All right, enough of Beyonce. Enough Beyonce. Y'all know I can talk about Beyonce all day. That could be a whole nother thing. So next up, who do we have here? Who do I have in my notes? Oh, and I did mention this also in my notes. I said, it's crazy to me. My internet went out. It literally shut down after her concert. My Wi-Fi was gone. I said, she's not just a phenomenal performer, but she's also shutting down and breaking the internet. And I also, watching her led me to my message of today, right? So today's message for me is going to be stay in your light. That's my message today. Dark times come for all of us, but after the storm, there's always rainbows. What the devil means for evil, God meant it for good. So when they try to bury you, just remember you are a seed. And that's what's happening. When we see her, remember you are a seed. That every time the devil try to mess with you, God gonna show up for you. And remember, if the devil ain't messing with you, my uncle used to say, if the devil ain't messing with you, he already got you. So remember that when you're going through turmoil and trials, especially going into 2024. Keep that in mind and always remember that you are a seed. Also, watching Beyonce, I started thinking about paywalls and the new reality of like how we have to download things just to be able to watch things. When we have cable, we can watch everything all at once. Everything feels like it costs like money these days. That's what I wrote. I said like we're paying just to breathe. I even downloaded Netflix just for Beyonce special, but between paywalls and commercials, I was ready to hit delete. Same thing happened to me with cable. Like you end up seeing so much commercials that we went to the streaming platforms because they were commercial free. But then now companies are just doing too much and eventually they're going to run out of money. It's all going to circle back. Either we're going to go back to cable or we're going to just shut down all these streaming services and put them out of business. Because right now I download the streaming services, I watch the seasons of things I want to see, and then I'm out of there. Especially with things like Stars, like I like Power Book. That only comes on once a season. And then I'm out of there. By the way, that's my daughter. If you hear noise in the background, it still is the holiday. So they still home. They still home, y'all. So I told her, if you be quiet, I'll get you some. I don't know, we probably make some New Year's cookies or something. So yes, so y'all just remember this paywall stuff is out of control. Next on my hot topic list, I did want to talk to you guys about Vybez Kartel. Now this is gonna get crazy here. Okay, let me bring him up. I want to take this off because it's a little hot. But that was for my Beyonce segment, but I forgot. But I still put it on. So okay, so let's get to this. Vybez Kartel. So I said Vybez Kartel has a concert in Jamaica. Big up to Vybez Kartel. It is his first concert since getting out of the Slammer. And Jamaica is going to be shut down. Flights are, when I was looking up the story, flights are delayed, parties are canceled. It's all about Kartel right now. And let me tell y'all something. It's a little bit of added drama to this that I wrote down right before I got on here. Okay, so basically, Vybez Kartel is like one of those guys where he likes to make sure you're on his side. There is a guy who, let me see if I have his name. Ling. His name is Ling. He was a corrupt cop, and he's a very popular promoter in Jamaica. So Vybez Kartel could have saved this concert and did it on January 1st, but he intentionally did this concert on the day that Ling was supposed to have his concert. So Vybez Kartel, he had to show who was the true world boss. So now he's blocking out airspaces. There are 3 to 4 hour delays for the last 2 days because before him there was like this is what the Ling show was supposed to be the biggest show in Jamaica. But now this show might not even just be the biggest show in Jamaica. It might be the biggest concert in the world. And we know Chris Brown just had that concert over in South Africa. We talked about that a few weeks back. But now this one might top all of that. So yeah, so this just showed he knew Jamaica couldn't choose both, right? So this is how Vybez Kartel think. He knew Jamaica couldn't choose both, so he made them make a choice, and their choice was Kartel. You know what I'm saying? The world boss. So speaking of international pop stars, we got the girls over for Dirty December. And so Sawiti is there. Who else is there? Sawiti is there. Tim's is there. Arya Starr is there. Obviously, we see Chloe there last week. And I also saw a video of Burna Boy, right? So Burna Boy is frustrating me because not saying that him and Chloe were officially dating or if it was real or whatever. But the interesting thing about it is I'm just not sure if like that PR stunt was good or bad. I feel like that was an old school PR stunt. These are my mugs. I actually sell them. So if you're interested, let me know. I feel like the PR stunts should like be more modernized. Like just I feel like if Chloe would have went out with the girls, it would have been a lot more fun than what she ended up doing with Burna Boy. Because Burna Boy, can you really even take him serious? He's like a joke when it comes to dating. He's a playboy. And a lot of those 40 plus men right now, even though he say he's 33 and I'm 15. There's no way in heck you telling me Burna Boy is younger than me. You're right. So Burna Boy is basically like a little playboy. Future won't grow up. Drake won't grow up. Burna Boy won't grow up. They're like the never evers, right? The Peter Pan syndrome. So let me show you a little clip. There was like showing that basically Chloe broke up with him, or he broke up with Chloe because he was shown with a new girl the following week. Let me show you guys. It's a mess.
Child, I got a man every week.
That's him coming out with the new girl. And the crazy thing is, Tasha, let me show y'all again. Tasha said that girl got such a stiff wig. You know it's Tasha Carey. But yeah, I just feel like it was a bad PR stunt. Like to do these kind of PR stunts nowadays, they're tired. We don't need this no more. Chloe could have.
Child, I got a man every week. That's what y'all, based off of what y'all be saying.
Chloe said.
I got a new man every week. Someone said, I'm your new man. Okay. We go together. We go together. Tell them hoes we go together. As long as you treat me right.
Treat me like you treat me. You know you're right. I wish Chloe would have been with you. Can you see it? No. No, it's little, but whatever. I thought I had screen grabbed it quicker. But yeah, so I wanted to show y'all these girls. There you go. Tyler. Look at Tyler. They was talking about Tyler. They was talking about Tyler and how little she is. Oh, I don't know why this little bar won't go down. But either way, y'all get the point. So I just think she should have been with, if her PR was doing her right, they should have had her with these girls. Like, just, there it goes. Just like out to have fun and party and not be like taken so seriously. Like, I don't think she should have ever been hanging with Burna Boy. These are her friends, these are her peers. They should have had her in the same space as them. But to have her like in this fake PR relationship with Burna Boy, I guess it got the people going, but it was just low class to me. Especially when we just saw Burna Boy and Diddy being together with that whole thing and having her around somebody so heavily associated with Diddy. I didn't really like that. So there's this huge thing about Ghana versus let me go to the girls. Yeah, say this with the girls over there. There's this huge thing. Did you guys hear about this? There's this huge thing about Ghana versus Nigeria. So in December, there's something called Dirty December, where a lot of the people go back home who are in the African diaspora. And in December, Ghana is usually the place to be because they had did this big promotion. They had to come home, Americans come back to your country and things like that. I believe it was like back in 2019. They were like, "You're welcome here," especially all throughout COVID. People were really going back home and like loving Ghana, and it was like a whole renaissance, a whole revolution. And so Ghana popularized Dirty December. But from what I was reading in the comments when I was researching this is how I came into this. When I was researching this, what I heard is Nigeria created their own version of Dirty December like back in the 80s, something like that. But it was not widely spread. You would just come home, go to your villages, because apparently in Nigeria, the difference between like Ghana is like, I don't know, it's one state. Everybody kind of is does similar things, but in Nigeria, because it's split into like Igbo, um and like, what's the other one? Okay. But it's two different tribes. And it's probably a few different tribes, but there was two major tribes. The girl was explaining it. And she was saying that when you are in Nigeria, if you're a certain tribe, you go back home to your country. If you are outside of that tribe, you stay into the city. Let me see. What was it? Hold on. I'm going to look up the names. All right, here it goes. So it's Igbo and Hausa, apparently. So those were the two. So Yoruba and Igbo. So if you are Igbo, apparently they go back home, like they're countryside village kids, and they just be coming for Dirty December, but they be with their families. And then the Yoruba tribe, they stay in the city and they stay out and they be chilling and things like that. That's how the girl explained it. And so because of that, there is like a different culture of Dirty December in Nigeria, apparently, where it's popping. That's what you see here. Like, them girls be having a good time in Nigeria, which is the same vibe is not given in Ghana because it's more toned down, apparently. Like a little bit more toned down version of what you would get in Nigeria. That's what the girls were saying on the TikTok. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong or right. Let me know. But it's a debate that never ends. That's for sure. The diaspora, either way, is out here living. The diaspora is thriving, and I love to see us come together as a people. Blessings to the diaspora, and I hope you guys had a beautiful, beautiful Dirty December. Okay, now back into this. These fools right here. Lord, 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 Lord. Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. So, now, I wanted to talk a little bit about this mess. So, apparently, there was MAGA versus MAGA this week. I don't know if you've heard about it, but Vivek, Elon, and Laura Loomer had all got into it this week. Apparently, Vivek came on and I read the tweets. This is all, oh, this is not on here. If you go on my Pretty Political page, I do have another page called Pretty Political where I talk nonstop, just politics. I only bringing this one to this pop culture channel because it has like, it is pop culture at this point. It has like taken over media right now because it's getting real. So basically, Vivek here made a tweet and it essentially said that he better than y'all. And that the reason that Americans are not as smart as they think they are is because they're too concerned with, Saved by the Bell and watching Baywatch and these weird shows like Family Matters and like these American this stuff he's watched. This is his ideology of America, and they aren't in school studying it because they're too busy being AC Slater and being a jock. So he's saying we, meanwhile, we were like the Revenge of the Nerds, and we were sitting home studying and doing our books. So you guys don't support Screech. You support Zach. You guys, it's like a little wounded kid arguing on the internet. So he was basically like, while y'all was sitting there putting down Screech, that's the one you should have been supporting because he was a smart kid. He's like, I'm the Screech, and now the Screeches are taking over the Revenge of the Nerds. And he didn't say it like that, but in my mind, he did. He was talking like, and man, he was so mad. He was basically saying, we smart, y'all dumb. And he was saying that more migrants, immigrants, legal immigrants who are here, like Elon, like himself, are going to take over the tech industry and are going to be more successful in America than the current Americans, aka the white Americans. This is America. He learned that day. So when I tell you Laura Loomer, I mean MAGA, loyalists, they went him on MAGA Tech. Like they were literally like Tech Nine. Like I shouldn't say that on here, but they were going crazy. So they were like going Tech MAGA crazy. So this is the thing that I wrote here. I said HB1 immigrants are having an all-out war with illegal immigrants. Elon and Vivek are all against MAGA. There is a Twitter beef between Laura Loomer, Elon, and Vivek. And to me, it's giving Revenge of the Nerds. And MAGA is pissed. And the reason is it's the way he said it. So he never realized that he was black. Look, he darker than me. Be black. And he don't realize that. And they're sitting here trying to get rid of affirmative action. He is affirmative action. So that's what they don't realize. So I was reading an affirmative action thing, and this is over on my Pretty Political page. If you guys go on my TikTok, my Pretty Political page, you can see it there. But I don't really put it here, but you can see it. If you go on my link tree, I will put Pretty Political in my link tree so you guys can look up all my politics stuff there. I'm growing that page, but separately. Right now, I'm currently just focused completely on Give This Girl a Mic. But eventually, I'll be building both pages. So, but I was over there heavy during the election. It consumed me. So basically, he doesn't realize that affirmative action literally means that the white men of America have to provide a certain allotted spaces for women and minorities. What is he? He a brother. He darker than me. He an undercover brother. Look at Trump. Look at him. Trump looking at him like he don't. Look, poor Vivek. He don't even know he a black person. Poor guy. Look at Trump behind him saying, this guy, he thinks I'm his friend. And the reason Vivek has power right now is because he is friends with Elon. So Elon is giving him this artificial feeling of power. But what he doesn't understand, Trump is actually the most powerful man in the world. Elon's money is basically our money, it's taxpayers' money. A lot of his grants and funding come through American taxpayers. And even that had MAGA in the uproar. So you have two legal immigrants who want HB1. Okay, so HB1 is saying that all well trained immigrants kind of can get pushed to the front line. That's like engineers, scientists, rocket scientists, millionaires, billionaires, things, people who will improve the nature of the country can be kind of pushed to the front, like Melania in a sense. And then people who are like, oh, it kind of creates a tier for immigrants, but at the end of the day, they're still immigrants. And America is America first, which really means weepo people first. That's that on that. So we can move on, but I just thought that was really interesting, and I just had to touch on it. Next up, who am I talking about next? A little bit about B. Simone. I am talking about B. Simone a bit here. So let me go into. Oh, they took my clip down. Let me see if I can find. It's okay. I have a video of her anyway. So I had a beautiful clip of her though. Let me see if I can add it here. Cause I'm learning how to do my thing, guys. I'm learning. I'm learning. Remember last week we were in shambles, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't. Oh, that's the out. Let me do my dance. Let me do my dance, cause I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself. This is too chill. I guess I put it on chill music, but whatever. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself. This is what I was saying. When I tell you a little improvement goes a long way every day, I was up here early. Y'all can see I was up here early because I was like, I'm gonna do it the right way today, and so I'm very proud of me. I'm very proud. What's Lou say? I like to thank myself. I like to thank myself today for showing up for myself, for doing what I need to do for myself. Shout out to myself. Okay, all right, all right. Let's get into it. So let me put a little tag up here because still gonna promote stuff. Support your girl. Oh, let me actually put this up because she kind of seemed like the suing type. So all right, reserve. I even got my little tickers. Y'all know. You know. I'm so proud of myself. Anyway, okay. I'll probably edit all this out. Maybe not. Okay, so what I wrote about B. Simone is, what did I have about her? Miss B. Simone, Miss B. Simone, where are you? Here we are. Okay, so I wanted to talk about astrology, faith, and identity. So with that, let's talk about B. Simone. She's returning to her faith, which makes sense because she is a preacher's kid. After all, as an Aries, she's stepping back to find herself. And if you know Aries are warriors, leaders, and deeply in tune with who they are. And what I see is I kind of have a little bit of a difference of opinion than most of you guys about the B. Simone situation. I feel like when people get too tied up in your identity, it's okay to separate yourself and let them rediscover their own light because sometimes you have to protect your inner energy, right? And I wrote some notes about her. I said B. Simone is going back to God. I am not a follower of this friendship group or anything like that. Let me play you guys the video of the friendship group while we're talking about it. I'm gonna play this
Y'all,
and then
what's
I'll
good?
read my
Let's
little
get into some
spiel.
mess. We got some
So you
good
guys will
stuff
know
today.
what
We
I'm
got
talking
Big
about.
Simone friends. Her used to be friends. They got together for Christmas, y'all. Look at them all looking good. Just to do a little photo shoot, just hanging out with each other. Cause they still friends. Cause we don't see B Simone, do we? Do we see B Simone? We don't see her. We see a picture. Look at her. So they got together. And so when this went viral on social media, y'all, excuse me, B Simone came back with, I'm gonna be meaner next year. Don't play with me. I said, girl, ain't nobody playing with you, girl. You just an evil. I said, girl, come to find out, one of the homegirls from the thing ended up addressing this and said that she cut off everybody. I said, damn, girl. So you shouldn't even have an attitude or upset about this picture, girl. Bye for.
She said, bye, Felicia. So I kind of disagree with this a bit. Let me tell you why. I'll actually go here to the picture. So I disagree with this just a little bit. And the reason why, let me see, is because I wrote this. B. Simone is going back to God. I'm not a follower of this friendship group And maybe because of that, I have a different take on things. When you have those brunch friendship groups, it's easy to grow out of them. What tends to happen in these groups is their lives literally begin melding into yours. I call them dream catchers. Sometimes I have to choose to close the book, Paul. Don't write no more. That's what my mom always say. When you doing too much and you sharing too much and you melding into your friendship group, she say, close the book, Paul. Don't write no more. And that's what B. Simone is doing. Sometimes you have to turn your light off so that they don't burn up in your light, because they have lost their own identities chasing who she is. For example, the girl Megan, yes, she's probably religious after all the things she went through in her marriage, but B. Simone is born into this. She was a preacher's kid. So this is who she is. And yes, like the past, she went out like the past people, meaning like the Amish and the Mormons, they often go out into the wild as well, soil their loins and then come back home. And that's okay. Now, I don't like that she is condemning crystals and astrology, because I'm an astrology girl. I love astrology. I'm a true Aries myself. So that's why I kind of can relate to her from a different playing field, because I've done a lot of what she's doing. And it's me. Hi. I'm the problem. Is me. When you cross me, or when you give me any type of vibe that ain't aligned with what I want to feel in the moment, I will take a step back and take space for myself. And a lot of times it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with what I'm going through in me, in my life. And I write letters, I try to communicate, I'll email, I'll even text or call, have full conversations on what I'm doing. Some people don't accept it. Some people still get mad at you about the decisions that you made. Like one friend, I ain't even gonna go into my friendships, but yes, I understand where she's coming from and why she's doing what she's doing. So I also wrote that now her condemning crystals, to me, she's also not wrong in doing that, because that's the way a lot of people in church think. And we talked about was it Matthew Todd last week, and how he's modernizing Christianity to make it more acceptable for you to be comfortable in church. But the church, she's a PK, and what she's speaking about is kind of what she was taught as a PK. It's not that she's wrong. It's kind of like with Maya Angelou, when you know better, you do better. She's now learning from whoever she is, her teaching of the religion, which is could be an old school classic, maybe her own dad, her own mom, because again, she's going back to Christ, something she was born into. She was born in it. What Bane say, from Batman. I always use that reference, but yeah, she's born into this, so she's not new to this. She's true to this, so maybe she's going back to values that she once understood as the truth. So I put, okay, I said, now her condemning crystals and astrology, I understand it, and for her, it's not wrong. That's the way a lot of people think in the church. So I get why she said it. I said, me, I love astrology, but I've too been taught that it was wrong. A lot of us have. Now, the new faith Christians talk about Frank and myrrh and the other offerings that are in the Bible. But if you actually grew up in the church, not social media church, but if you grew up in the actual church, then you know they don't tolerate none of that astrology and crystals. It is wrong, but we are teaching ourselves something different than what they've taught, because we're learning more. We're learning about that they are using frankincense and myrrh. If you think about that, that is incense. And when they apparently they use some crystals in the Bible too, which I don't know, but that's what they were saying on it TikTok. I should have saved that video, but I didn't. Only got 3 because still got my restream. So again, if you guys want to help me get rid of that restream, then support your girl so I can get rid of that. So yes, so when it comes to that kind of stuff, I don't think she's doing anything wrong. I think it makes sense for her. And speaking of astrology, I wanted to touch on what B. Simone felt about astrology. With being an Aries, and I think I touched on this a little bit with my outline. These are my like deeper notes. That's my outline. Speaking of astrology, with B. Simone being an Aries, once we start getting that feeling of being too homogenized, we separate ourselves because Aries are the first of the zodiac. Aries are also the god of war. So if they want to go at war, she can go up one against all of them because with her, she stands one, but she really stands 20,000. And the funny thing about that quote is that a lot of people attest that contribute that quote to like it being Oprah, but it's really Maya Angelou. And Maya Angelou is what? An Aries. And so I say this to say, when Aries are in tune with their selves, they are deeply in tune with who we are, who they are, and people really do get obsessed with them. They get enamored by Aries and they want to consume them. So much so that Oprah was calling Maya Angelou, an Aries, her mother. And the crazy thing is, I am a fellow Aries, so they probably get this a lot. If you're Aries, you probably also get this a lot. I get this a lot. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but as an Aries, you do sometimes need to separate yourself to take a break from feeling too homogenized when you are in those, I call them brunch friendship groups. So just like, and I said this, I said, because we really are that girl. So when we separate ourselves, it's just like a bird being tossed out the nest. They have to go and discover who they are. They need to find themselves, and we are okay with being separate and also being alone, allowing them the space to find out who they are, because sometimes their identity gets too tied up in who we are. And I wore pink, not necessarily in honor of her, but it worked out. But yeah, so I am actually might get eaten up in the comments for this, which is fine by me because I'll just delete you because I'm not gonna argue on my page. But you can disagree with me, but you can't be nasty. So if you do disagree with that, let me know. If you agree with that, let me know. I just feel like if you know Aries, how B Simone is moving is not weird. It is not weird. She is just going home to roost. And y'all better leave her alone. And that's on Aries, period. So, okay, the next thing, one thing though that caught my attention, because as I'm wrapping up this podcast last night, these notes, I ran into another podcast for Claudia Jordan, who's also a messy little Aries. Y'all know Claudia is messy. Messy, 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 messy. I love her though. So she really aging like fine wine, y'all. So to me, she is kind of in that same B Simone category. It's hard for them to follow. It's hard for them to stay in those friendship groups because a lot of the times the Aries want to be the leader in the friendship group or are naturally the leaders in the friendship groups. So I put, who B Simone's reminds me of? Another Aries, Claudia Jordan. And B Simone are both Aries. And if you know Aries, you know they don't keep friends often. B Simone needs to take a chapter out of Claudia's handbook and practice how she moves. Sometimes someone can steal from you, but you have to take it on the chin. And I talk about this a little bit here. I put this as my message of the day, and I think I'll go over it. So sometimes, like I said, you have to protect your energy, and this leads me to revisit my initial message of the day and why I decided to make that my message of the day. The message of the day is stay in the light. Social media loves to amplify negativity, but don't let it take you down a dark rabbit hole. Joy comes in the morning. To anyone feeling stuck or robbed of an opportunity, don't define yourself by the success of what someone else takes from you, which is what I feel like what happened with Megan and B. Simone, the Christian thing. People saying B. Simone following her, but I really think if you know, you know. Like Jacob and Esau in the Bible, your worth isn't tied to what you've lost. Everyone's path is different. And that's just from my outline. What I additionally wrote is in the Bible, Jacob stole his brother Esau's blessings by deceiving their blind father Isaac into giving him the blessings that was intended for Esau. Essentially, Jacob tricked his father into giving him an inheritance and privilege that should have gone to the older brother. Same thing happened with Abraham and Isaac. And if you guys know about the 12 tribes of Israel and Abraham, and you can look into that. The idea is that deception happens, but you have to know that just if your blessing is bestowed onto somebody else, it isn't worth being defined by what somebody takes from you. You need to find success just like Jacob did and Esau did. They both found success in their own light. Their stories highlight the different paths to fulfillment and legacy. It really depends on how you define your success. You understand? You cannot define your success by what somebody takes from you. Every path is different. And that's what I got. And I'll leave that there. So now let's move on. Let's move on. So that's my take on the B. Simone thing. I hope she sees this, y'all. I really truly do, because I think she's getting unfair backlash. So I hope she sees this. Maybe I send it to her my damn self. I don't know. It just, I don't like how y'all eating her up, because she's a younger girl. Like, it's not necessarily to have that kind of hate on you. She's beautiful. Look how stunning she is. Look at her. And a lot of people want to be close to that light. Look how Megan is grabbing her hand. Look at the body language. B. Simone is leaning into her. This is B. Simone's nature. And then Claudia too. All the shows she's had, she bring people into her light. And we see how the consequence. Look how Funky Dineva did her. All that back talk. Okay. Let's get into a little bit of these little funky people. Did I write the notes over here, or did I keep it over here? All right, yeah. So I only wrote those here because I wasn't sure I was gonna add this, because I didn't know if you had time, but we have a few more minutes, so I figured this would be just something to just add in there. These fools right here. I don't even want my face big on here. I keep myself small. They say me and Suki look alike. You see it? Like my cousin. No, I don't know. Could be, right? But all right, I think like, I got family in Florida, so it wouldn't make sense if she was my cousin. I would not be surprised. So Suki, Princess, and Ray J drama. I wrote yawn. Oh, I put lots of mess. But to me, it's just something to distract from the Diddy trial, because I think Ray J, let me put my little ticker. I think Ray J might have some business in that business. And I'm gonna leave that there. I just hope that they keep social media out of their marriage. Suki is playing her position. She don't care about what they got going on. I mean, look how stunning Princess is. She don't need to be caught up in this drama. If a man have you caught up in this kind of drama, time to go. It ain't nothing to cut that off. But she love that man. Clearly, he threw her in the pool. He done did all the embarrassment tactics that he could do for this girl. So if she ain't leave my now, if he don't love you by now, he will never, ever, ever love you. Ooh. And I'll leave that there. So I did want to talk a little bit, and this is the funny thing about this one. It's not much to talk about. I just have been seeing that they've been talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville a lot on just the blogs everywhere. And I've told y'all I done stopped talking about this, but I've been talking about it a little bit. So this is one thing that I wanted to talk about on this week's episode. They said, and this kind of ties in with my whole message of the day, right? So it says on this week's episode, which is what's for you is for you. You need to be aligned with yourself, and you need to stay in the light. Stay in the light, because the more you stay in your light, nobody can take away your light. Nobody. And a lot of times we get caught up in the drama of what's going on around us, and people trying to pull us down in the negativity of it all. But if we stay in the light the way Melanie has stayed in the light, the way I hope B. Simone stays in the light, the way I hope and pray Princess Love can stay in the light, Chloe can stay in the light. You know, if these people stay in their purpose and stay in the light, then they have to remember who they are, and that yes, if they allow it, social media can take them down a dark rabbit hole, but joy comes in the morning. It's the devil's job to kill, steal, and destroy. So I love that Melanie has not let the devil kill, steal, or take her joy. I just love it. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So on this week's episode, they said, and actually she's a great example too of who B. Simone needs to look at. On this week's episode, they said they haven't seen Mel, the real Mel, the fun, bubbly Mel, in a while. Only the tactical Mel. And then Martell said, yeah, she be tearing me up with that Mel. And he said, that Mel is killing me. So they only see the stinger now. Don't play with Scorpios. Because Mel, I haven't watched the show much, but of course, the internet keeps talking about her and everything that's going on with her relationship. But she had a beautiful message the other day where she said, I fly above all the haters, to fly above. She said, if you love me and you represent me and who I am, don't bring these demons to my doorstep. A demon gonna show up as a demon every time. She's like, basically, the definition of an insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Why are you expecting different things out of these people when they've shown you their card, they've shown you their face? It's time to let it go, like B. Simone let it go. And yes, they picking on her for letting go, but when it's not your group, when it's not, yes, they was picking on Melanie for letting it go at first. But clearly, the proof is in the pudding, she made the right choice. And at the end of the day, when it's time and it's your season to move on, God said go. And this makes me think about, and it's something I never talked about, the Stormy and the Melanie of it all. I actually own Seventh Ave Skincare. I'm one of the first people to buy it. I love her brand. I'm proud of her. I've been following her since season one. Like, as soon as she came on, I said, oh, she's different. Like, I love this girl. She's my kind of girl. So I've been supporting her day one, A1. I even have a review on my page of the Seventh Avenue skincare product. 10 out of 10. Go buy it. So what I've noticed is she had been building her business very slow, brick by brick, over years, like really slow. She put out one product a year. Oh, maybe every quarter she put out a different product, test it out. Her first product, she had those out for years before she even went into her skincare. But she already had this plan with Embrace Beauty, right? Because what God has for you will make room for you. Meanwhile, you have Stormy, who's kind of rushing, trying to get to the bag that Melanie was already in. When Stormy already had her own lane, she had the hair care products, which were thriving, which were doing well. So she jumped into the skincare to beat the tortoise in the hair, to beat Melanie to the finish line. Melanie embraces it. She don't care. She's not in competition with nobody. Like Beyonce said, I'm only in competition with myself. I look at my old performances and I try to top those performances. That's why they're like, oh, Beyonce, all her stuff look alike. Well, intentionally, because she don't want to look like you. You can't say she look like nobody else. You can say her performances are more Beyonce performances over and over again, because that's what she does. She repeats herself and tries to improve and do the things. Like I tell you every day, I'm going to show up on here every day, just doing a little better every day. That's what Beyonce does for herself. So with that in mind, I wrote this down. I said I never spoke about Stormy and the whole canvas beauty of it all. This is going to happen because slow and steady wins the race. And I put that I just knew that eventually Stormy's products was going to be like the stock market. It was going to hit its peak and then crash. Meanwhile, Mel was creating products slow and steady, very slow, dropping one by one or two drops every quarter. The quality stayed consistent. The quality stayed high. Meanwhile, Stormy came out with like 7 different things per quarter. It was just all over the place. So I felt it and I knew it was going to happen. Sadly, because if y'all go on my TikTok, let me put my TikTok up here. Y'all on my TikTok, I supported both of these women. I do not wish one more success than the other. I like them both. Stormy remind me of my Brick City part of me. Melanie remind me of my elevated college private school life. So 2 different type of girls, but I encompass both of those type of girls. So I like the what's up, and then I like the I don't play like that. I like both girls. They're both my kind of girls, right? So I was rooting for them both. So I bought Seventh Ave Skin first. Then I also bought Canvas Beauty. I just was supporting the black girls, and I wanted them both. Now I think Mel and Stormy were on the same page with that too, but obviously eventually they grew apart, and that's okay too. That's their business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's not what here. But I was just saying, sadly, my prediction came true. The customers are so important. So it's always best when you are moving in this world to have quality over quantity. Even with me, I can't, I wish eventually I can come on every day and produce this high level of quality, but this is a lot of work. You have to hone in on what you can hone in. Even my pretty political page, I had to put that on the back burner so I can solely focus on Give This Girl a Mic, because this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. I'm enjoying it. I really love it. And when you guys have something, a passion that you enjoy and love, you have to put your all into it. You can't half behind stuff. You gotta be in or out. Like what Gary say, Gary V. No plan Bs. I don't want you having a plan B. You only 30 years old. You know how he talks. So that's how it has to be. Obviously not to that extreme. I ain't crazy. You can have your plan B. But if you really want something in this life, you have to go after it. You have to consistently show up every single day, and you have to do quality over quantity. If you are going to do a janky, beat up podcast every single day, it's not going to be the same quality as just showing up once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week with the highest of quality of content. Because that's my goal, is to eventually do these things 2 to 3 times a week, and my pretty political page and a podcast. But there's a lot to that. First, I have to conquer one mountain. But it's saying if you want to eat an elephant, you have to take one bite at a time. And that's what this is. So I am proud of Melanie for taking one bite at a time and having such quality products. And for Stormy, I wish her the best. I hope that I saw the thing with her and Kyle, got into that drama of it all, but I'm hoping that she recovers. I'm hoping that she gets her business successful and she continues to thrive as well, because she did it once, she did it twice, she can do it again, baby. So blessings to both of them. Next up, what are we going to talk about? Let's see. All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the future of like reality TV shows and um what's going on with that. I know I told y'all. Wait, hold on. What's this one? Oh, we'll get to that. Okay. I know I told y'all last week that this was going to be a Love is Blind recap, but let me be honest. Like it's just Love is Blind is dense, baby. So you have to, that deserves its own day. Like I can't do Love is Blind and pop culture recap. I'm gonna have to come back and do a full video just solely on Love is Blind. I already got my notes ready because this would have going here. But the notes was like this. They just I said, okay. Because I had a lot to say about Love is Blind. So we are going to do that. But that's that's going to be a whole separate video. But for now, I am binging The Ultimatum. And baby, it's a mess. Reality TV to me is changing. People want authenticity. And I'm here for that. Let me tell you a little bit about what I think about The Ultimatum. The Ultimatum to me really highlights how the landscape of reality TV is changing, because the more information about the cast is readily available from like JR constantly updating. Let me go back to him. I think I have a picture of JR. This guy, this guy is hilarious. So this is JR. This is from The Ultimatum. This is what the show I'm telling y'all about. Honey, he is something else. He think he is all that in a bag of chips. Remember that saying? He think he all that in a bag of chips, honey. Look at him. Just, he like yeah. So yeah. So I wrote about him. I wrote Clay. I said, I'm on to The Ultimatum. I had to see what all the JR commotion was about. Clay is apparently a fan of his. And as I said before, the ultimatum really highlights how the landscape of reality TV is changing, because the more information about the cast is readily available, from JR's constant updates and possibly faking his relationship. Yeah, that's the whole thing, you guys. And from to the former contestant giving his point of view of reality TV while constantly updating the fans on the show, it all leads to a new landscape for reality, which will no longer allow us to live in the past. We have to live in the current of what's going on, and people now are more desiring the real thing. I said people are going back to their natural faces, their natural bodies, and embracing less is more concept, shying away from influencer and celebrity culture. So people are not going to watch reality TV with this idealistic thing. So to me, and I wrote this in my Love Is Blind notes, but I didn't put that in here, I don't think. But to me, what that's gonna lead to is like, if they want to do a Love Is Blind situation, they in order to make sure that these couples are compatible, they have to keep them in a love, a big brother kind of environment. Keep them like a little bit more isolated from the real world, so they, as soon as they leave, they're not getting their phones and looking up the new contestants. They're not falling in love with somebody, calling them their wife, even though they just met them 2 seconds ago, a hot potato ago. So it just kind of takes away from the reality of reality TV, because they're so caught up and consumed of what people would think of them, what social media would think of them. And the only way to keep those human emotions real is to keep them in a big brother environment for a little while longer, let them get to know each other, then send them out to the wild. I did like that Love Is Blind on the reunion, and we'll get into this when I do my whole recap. What I did like is it sounds like they now give them at least a year before they do the reunion, which I think is, they didn't used to do that. So they give them a year to get to know each other and be together before they send them out to the wild to us for our judgment too. But they're judging themselves. JR, he on there every day trolling his own self. Like, it's a mess. So outside of that, let's see what I have here. Outside of that, I think I just wanted to give you guys just some general shows that I'm excited about. So speaking of TV movies, here's what I'm excited about in 2025. The upcoming films that are featuring some Black women. This one is already out, and that's where this clip comes in. This one is already out, but I am still looking forward to seeing it. So this is called The Fire Inside, and this is with our girl Ryan Destiny. She is so beautiful, isn't she? So she is playing this boxer here, the one that is caught up in the whole papoose thing, you know. And so that should be fun. So yeah, Remy and Pap, the beef is overshadowing everything with this movie. To be honest, if you ask me, because this movie's already out, it came out on Christmas Day, but the movie still looks good nonetheless. And it's also with the guy Paperboy from ATL. I don't remember all these people's names. I was going to look them up, all these names, but I said I was running out of time, so I said let me get on here and just finesse it. So yeah, so Ryan Destiny, Paperboy, and Papooses' new current girlfriend. I think her name's Clarissa. I want to say Carissa or Clarissa. They are in that movie, and she apparently is the Olympic gold medalist, the best boxer in women's boxing in the world. So, and she's very confident. She's the one at the bottom in like the yellow striped shirt. She say she could beat any man too. Her. So I love a strong woman. So another movie that I'm looking forward to that is Black women centered is One of Them Days. It's premiering on January 17, 2025. This film delves into the complexities of modern relationships with a narrative that resonates deeply with contemporary audiences, and it stars SZA, my girl SZA, Jersey girl, Maplewood. Hey, Maplewood. And Keke Palmer. So I'm proud of her. She's another Jersey girl. Should I put my fur back on for the Jersey girl? Jersey, we love fur. And then Sinners is another movie that is directed by Ryan Coogler, and it's going to be starring Michael B. Jordan. You can never miss a Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan collab. They are a match made in heaven. So you always want to see those. So this offers a chilling narrative that explores themes of morality and redemption. So that one sounds good as well. And the last one I have on my list in terms of 2025 movies that are coming up that I'm anticipating is a movie called Sneaks. And this movie is coming out on April 18th, 2025. It is going to be featuring voices of Anthony Mackie, Chloe Bailey, and this film follows the journey of animated sneakers navigating the streets of New York City. So that gives me 90s vibes. I feel like that's going to be another good one of those like coming of age kind of 90s stories. And upcoming television series that I am looking forward to seeing that I haven't watched yet. Beauty and the Black Honey. That one they say locate kids about our girl B. You know Tyler know B, so I don't know. We'll see. I heard it's a little shady, but it's a little bit really good at the same time. So I want to see Beauty and the Black. It's a Tyler Perry series featuring Taylor Polidor Williams, Amber Rain Smith, Crystal Stewart. This show is expected to provide compelling narratives centered around Black women's experiences. And then you guys know our girl Kerry Washington is starring in the 6888, which has rave reviews right now. I mean, when I say rave reviews, I mean rave reviews. It's another Tyler Perry project. This film tells the story of World War II and an all black, female only women's armed corps, shedding light on pivotal yet overlooked part of American history. What is on your watch list? That is on my watch list. Let me know what you guys are watching in 2025 in the comments. So, all right. Let me see if I have any other notes, any other little thingies here. Lady Gaga, y'all know I love Lady Gaga. She's coming out with an album as well, January 8th. That's on the music front. White Lotus, I told you guys last week. I'm looking forward to that. And all right, that's it for me in terms of what I'm going to be looking forward to in terms of TV shows, movies in 2025. All right, y'all, that's it for today's episode of Give This Girl a Mic. Thank you for spending this hour plus with me. We almost made it an hour and 12 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's still not too bad. With me, I hope you feel inspired, entertained, and ready to tackle 2025. Remember to stay true to your morals, your values, and your principles because you are the MVP of your own story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next week live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Have a happy new year, and let's make 2025 our best year yet. I'll see you guys in 2025. Bye, guys. Happy New Year. And celebrate. Pour some out for the homie.